completely different sound of the American engines. Spitfire with its V12 inline engine. These are 4 Wright Cyclone engines, 9-cylinder radials, 1200 horsepower each of them. One of the United States' most important warplanes of the Second World War. First flew in 1935, so the year before the Spitfire. Delivered to the US Army Air Force in 1939. So all of these aircraft fighting around at the same time, particularly 1944, US Army Air Force B-17s helped prepare the way for thousands of troops. A normal bomb load of about 6,000 pounds, maximum of 12, which is actually significantly less than what the Lancaster could carry. The Lancaster didn't have so much other armament. You see those checkers on the starboard inner engine. Well, this particular aircraft had been retired from US Army service and was being flown by the Institut Géographique National in France. And she was bought by Ted White in 1980, so think how long ago that is. Part of that was the Great Warbirds Air Show at Westmoreland. And when she comes by this time from the right, if we look at the nose part, you'll see an elegant lady on there. That was what called this aeroplane Sally B. Sad to say, Ted White died in a flying accident in a harbour in Malta before the first air show that they were going to have to support this aircraft at Westmoreland. But they went ahead and did it, and Ted White and his vision for buying this aeroplane are commemorated by having his colours, those black and yellow checkers on the starboard inner engine, with a yellow teddy bear for Ted. And the extraordinary thing is that Ellie Sallingboe, that same woman, has kept this aeroplane flying for all these years. It's an extraordinary task. She has to raise all the money herself. And she has to, there the bomb doors are open. She's significantly less than the size of the Lancaster bomb doors. This airplane raids over Germany crawled back to their bases across the skies of occupied Europe. Here's a wartime recording from May 1944, 1 month after the traumatic return of B-17 Bertie Lee, 364th Bomb Squadron, based at Chelmsford in England. This is the voice of the bombardier of the B-17, Lieutenant John L. Lieber.
We dove downward and leveled off about 50 feet over the ground. We had no navigator, but knew we were coming into Holland when we saw the canals and windmills. I got some maps out of the navigator's compartment and did all we could with those. The thing I can't forget is the way people in Holland quite took off their hats to wave at us and point the direction for us to go.
So that was Bombardier Lieutenant John L. Lieber. And one thing that Sally B does every year is to fly over the Cambridge Military Cemetery for the Americans. And she does